Hey gamers, it's Wintermute here from Grind This Game, back with Dude. Fix my base. Oh, I'm trying to improve my surfer talk. Dude. But I just can't get it right. Maybe eventually. So this base comes from Ozan, and there's not really anything wrong with this base. I'll kind of go over. It's going to be a shorter episode just because things are running pretty smoothly. I see he's used sandbox mode. He said he used sandbox mode to remove like ruins and stuff, because I can see down here this was dug out with sandbox because there's materials here but there's no way in. So maybe there were some ruins there. I'm not really sure. There seems to be a lot of water on this map. There's water here, there's water here. Let's just zoom out, take a bird's eye view. This is Alt-S is to toggle screenshot mode. Got some exploratory digs up into the top here. Got a gold volcano just churning out gold into the ether here. Got a water geyser up here. This is tied into, so that's good. That's coming down here. There's a lot of intricate piping in this base. Quite a bit of water storage. See some water is overflowing here down into this. We got two pumps in here. That's probably... I'm not sure why. But there's a bit of a sorting system here. Now instead of using a filter, he's using a series of liquid detection. So he's detecting crude oil here. Let's just take a look at the automation. And he's controlling various shutoff valves to sort various liquids into various tanks here. So this one's petroleum, this one's polluted water. It's kind of a nice setup, and because these vents are below the water line, they should never overflow, in theory. It's a little bit hard to trace things through, but that's basically how it's working. Quite a bit of CO2 at the bottom, but the base itself looks good. Let's check it out. So lots of oxygen, temperature is really good, green is good. A little cool in the bottom. We got a nice CO2 layer here for storing food in sterile environment. Got some pressure plates under doors. Not really sure what this is. Got a... what do we got? An AND gate. So if the door... if the door is hitting the pressure plate, and this door is hitting the pressure plate, open the middle door. Okay. Oh, maybe this is like a makeshift airlock. So if a dupe comes in here, it will make a vacuum in the center and destroy any air, maybe? Got another geyser here. Let's see what this one's outputting. Oh, this one's never been analyzed, actually. I'm not sure how they... Anyway, it puts out a decent amount when it's active, at least. Got our natural gas geyser here. No liquid lock was used to get in there, so some natural gas probably got out. I noticed one problem here. I'm going to fix this first. Let's just see. All we have to really do here is take out this block, and the water will work its way in here. Maybe? Yeah, and we'll put a block... right, I don't know, here to leave some room for ice to be put in. I'll speed things up. Now there's a huge reserve of food. This is overheating because there's no liquid on the ground. We can also put some automation on this, like put a thermo sensor right above it or beside it. This is usually what I do just to prevent it from overheating. And then go, if it's too hot in the room, shut this thing down. But let's do temp shift plate out of ice right here. And the reason it's overheating, I think, is because the petroleum that's coming in is at 200 degrees. Because he's using petroleum for the or the metal refining. Looks like he's got steel being made here, which I'll turn off momentarily just to... priority 9, no. We'll do priority 7 on that. So he started the whole steel thing. Let's see if this fixes the problem. That's repaired. The ice will melt. There we go. When the polymer presses in a little bit of liquid, it seems to cool it down much better. And that might be too much liquid. We'll find out here in a second. No, it seems to be fine. Might have to mop a bit of that out. It's probably too much now. Yeah. Could drain some out the bottom. I like how he's using the oil here at 80 degrees to keep his pinch peppernut farm nice and warm using radiant pipe. But it's actually a little bit too warm. 85. What's going on here? Oh, it's actually not warm enough. So down here in the oil, he's got some automation. It says only pump the oil at certain times. I'm not sure why. I'm going to allow it to pump all the time. Maybe it's because of the heat. He didn't want it sitting in the pipe for too long. Yeah, it's probably for the heat in here. He didn't want it getting too hot. So maybe I'll just adjust it upwards. Not completely turn it off here. Active duration, we'll do kind of half the time. Maybe we'll do 75% of the time. I don't know, we'll see how this goes. We start to get heat issues in this area. 80 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty hot. It will keep this area at a really good temperature, so that'll keep this warm. Our polluted water is coming in at 8 degrees. Okay, that's a little bit of an issue. So we're cooling the area down with all this cold water, and then we're trying to heat it back up again. So where is this water coming from? And why is it so damn cold? Okay, this whole tank is cold. Yeah, that could cause some issues. Now that this is underwater, disabled. Oh, okay, let's set this. If temperature below 75, do your business. And it's got no petroleum. Oh, because the oil refinery's not running. Okay, so this is a bit of a bottleneck here. Unless this is running, this is not going to run. There's no buffering. We could use oil to do the refining first, and then send it through to be turned into petroleum. Let's just turn the steel back on for now. I mean, there's multiple ways to deal with this. You can use oil as your coolant, heat it up quite a bit, and then that temperature gets destroyed when it goes through the oil refinery. But the system as it is will just kind of bottleneck. So we could put petroleum storage before the oil refinery. We're using the petroleum here to warm up the area. Maybe that's considered cooling the area. I don't know. It's coming out at 75. I guess he's using it to warm this area up, even though he's got heating over here. I would probably take the crude oil radiant pipe through here and then not do this petroleum loop, but it's working. How many ingredients do we have for steel? We've got a decent amount of refined carbon, we've got a decent amount of iron, decent amount of lime, so that should just continue on. Steel that comes out, it's fine. So now that we have a dribble of water there, this should run, no problem. And if it gets too much water, we can just, I think it's safe to, yeah, just crack it, open the floor, let it a little bit drain out. For now, we'll just let it run. This here is a attempt at a sleet wheat farm. The water is coming in at 13 degrees, which is would be cool enough if there was like 20 resorts in here. But he's using hydrogen for the cooling at minus 31, which isn't quite enough to cool all this water that's sitting in here. I mean, sometimes it's working, but you can see the water's at 5.9 degrees, and the water has so much mass that cooling a liquid with a gas generally doesn't work unless you have a ridiculous amount of gas because of the mass differences. So that's why this isn't working. We could put more Weezeworts in here. That would help. I'm not sure if Weezeworts are needed in this column here, so we could probably move some over. I'm not sure if that's doing any cooling on its own. I don't think so. There's no insulated pipes here, but let's just see if he has any more Weezeworts. Let's do flower pot here. Granite. Unreachable. Oh yeah, they can't even get in there. Okay. This room could also be filled with hydrogen. That would help the cooling. So what are we going to do here? What is this filled with right now? Low pressure oxygen. I'm going to crack it open so they can get in there. Wow. Did a Dreco just die? Not sure. I mean, there's so much sleet wheat growing in nature, I'm not sure why it's trying to grow it indoors, especially with 1.3 million food, but he's cooling the hydrogen over here with a nullifier, I think. Oh, actually with a... Wait a minute, what is he doing here? Okay, the oxygen's, or the hydrogen's coming out at minus 25. Then he's actually warming it up. I guess he's using it to cool the coolant. So this aqua tuner here, it's cooling water coming in through here. And over time, this polluted water would warm up, but because he's using hydrogen to cool it back down, it's probably stable. Then it goes into a nullifier, it gets nice and cool, comes out at minus 35. Nice use of hydrogen in here. Nice use of metal tile to spread the temperature. I like it, it's good. Then that comes out, goes into this room. And let's see if we can put one over. Out of Weezeworts. I'm gonna steal some from here. Hopefully that doesn't cause any disasters. And move some in here. That should help out. Whoa. I just heard some weird noise. That was weird. Anyway, I'm not sure what that was. Might have been another window. Maybe you didn't hear it. Hopefully it's not in the recording. Oh, the other thing is the dirt needs to be cool. So I'm not sure what temperature the dirt's coming in at. Let's see, dirt 3.5, 5.7. Okay, did they deliver anything? Oh, here they go. Let's copy the settings of these ones maybe. Nope, let's just plant them right here. Come on, the seed's available. Maybe they took it somewhere else to plant. We got all these Weezeworts here. We got Weezeworts everywhere. Okay, that seed went somewhere else. I think he had a plant order somewhere else. We got a lot of Weezeworts in here. We got Weezeworts. Oh, maybe I'll show the oxygen setup. So up here we got... I see this build a lot. 2 pumps, a door, pressure sensor. So the hydrogen floats to the top, kind of goes around this corner, and no oxygen can get in here in theory. And then when the pressure is high enough, it pumps the hydrogen out, and the oxygen just floats to the bottom, gets pulled out with this pump. Works pretty well. Gets pretty hot in there. As you can see, it's 75. Oxygen coming out at 68. So the hot oxygen is going to the suits, which is good. And this oxygen here is being cooled down to about 0, which is going into the base. That's why the base is nice and cool. It's good. What do we got cooking here? Stuffed berry. Got really nice food. Let's take a look at vitals. Morale's really good. I did notice there was a bunch of people sitting at 100%, which I never like to see, but we could probably promote them all without any kind of issue. Let's quickly do that. I don't know if he wants exosuit engineers. We might as well do it. We'll see what happens with the stress. Nisbet, Ashcan. Hopefully this doesn't blow up the stress. It could. Bubbles, Ada. Let's just stick them on random jobs that they haven't done yet. Gopher. 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 Perfect. At least they're training then. 9 dupes is a good amount. I usually go 16 and then up to 32, but 9 is manageable for sure. Got lots of food storage. I would probably use fridges instead because they hold more per unit area. So under food, we got the ration box can hold 150 kilograms, but it takes up 2 horizontal tiles versus the fridge is 100, but you can fit 2. So it might just a personal preference thing. He's probably storing sleet wheat in here. Maybe. Sleet wheat stores much better in the container. Let's find the cooking seed. Sleet wheat grain, 111. Yeah, he's storing it in here. So you can fit way more sleet wheat grains in a storage container. So I'd probably swap one of those out. I'd probably put the closer storage. So I'd probably do like this priority 7 and leave these priority 8. So they fill these first. That's kind of what's happening anyway, I think, due to proximity. Let's check priorities. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff. Heightened priorities. I usually just go with the defaults except for research, art, and cooking, but seems to be working. Enable proximity is off. Let's check out his water cooling. So he's got geyser water coming in here, going down here. Got a shut-off valve. Oh, it goes to an aqua tuner. This is manually set. Okay. So he's not bringing in any water from there at the moment. This is not insulated pipe, so that hot geyser water would cook this area if it was flowing. Power grid, it's working. I wouldn't use heavy watt wire in the base like this. I usually keep the heavy watt wire away off in a power room where they can't see it because it's low decor. Because let's check the decor here. Yeah. I try to keep it away from them. All this machinery and heavy watt wire, it's really bad decor. If they're in the base, most of the time it's fine, but so he wanted to start getting into space. Maybe I'll start that. I noticed that he's got all the research done up to this area. So he needs to do the first steam rocket. Let's just see here. We've got the basic rocketry. I mean, there's no way I'm going to fit all that into an episode. But we need the... What do we need first? We need some bunker doors. Let's go up here. Yeah, this is all getting destroyed up here. Yeah, there's a buffed. I usually do... Can't remember, what does the telescope do again? Shows destinations, produces interest. Oh, okay, so it does produce research. It's actually been a few weeks since I did this. Oh, we need it to even see the star map. Okay. So that would probably be the first order of business. Crack through here. Do some bunker doors. Put some bunker doors. Maybe just over here. Put an observatory in there. Just to shield it with this thing. How much steel do we have now? 1,500. We don't have a lot of steel, but we could attempt to build observatory here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, later I'd move the bunker doors up, but just to get stuff going. Oh, we need an airlock here too, because all this nice oxygen is going to fly out into space. So I'd probably do an airlock. I'd probably do a mechanized one and power it because we want it to open and close quickly. Stick that there. Like I said, there's no way we'll get to all this, but maybe we can rough it out a little bit. Take that out. And it's probably, they're probably really slow getting up to the top here. So bunker doors and then observatory. I think it'll fit in there. It better fit in there. Telescope. No, it doesn't fit there. Forget that. Forgot how high it was. Now, oh, this tunnel. They're gonna take forever to get through this tunnel. I would, and there's no, I would do fire poles along here so they can get up and down quickly. I might even do a plastic tube to shoot them to the top because they're going to be going up and down along there a lot. And how do they actually get out? Where's the exosuit? Exit. Do they have to come around here? What's the deal? I can't even tell. Where? Okay, exosuit docks here. Okay, so it's right here. Then they gotta come around here. Go up here. Go up here. Kind of snake their way through. This is kind of in the way. I might move the airlock over one. So we could put some fire poles and stuff in here. Yeah, they're going to take a very long time to get up here every single time. We need oxygen in the observatory telescope thingy. We'll just continue up here. Stations. Put the telescope maybe here. I won't build it yet because it will just get destroyed. This thing is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles high. So I would do a bunker door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd stick bunker door here. Here. Put the observatory underneath. I'd probably set up a pump in here. Maybe with a filter. This is all pure oxygen at the moment, but with we're losing oxygen every time they open that door, but so I'd set up coal power here. I'll build it out. They're never going to get to it, but maybe put some coal power in here. Put a floor in with some drainage. Smart battery. This is just to power, actually, the observatory. Forgot how much power it uses. Stations. Telescope. I keep calling it the observatory. The telescope uses 120 watts. Oh, not much at all. Okay. Probably use the low watt wire. We're not going to power the doors we're just going to leave them closed for now. Actually, I'll use the good wire, because we'll probably have to double up this coal. Power that, and then power the observatory, telescope. Build the doors first. They can't get up there. They can't dig that. What's going on here? Oh, it's because there's a wire being built. So, yeah, coal, set up the automation wire between these two. Set the smart battery to 50%. And then just kind of make a foothold into space here. Once we get the observatory built, we can start to see the star map and think about getting into space. But there's no way that's going to fit in the episode. And I want this one to be a short one, just because this space is going relatively well. I don't think I checked my room bonuses. They all look good. Bedrooms, mess hall, great hall. Got our little stables here, making coal. Massage clinic. Medical room with the bathroom turned off. You don't need an outhouse here. You could use a lavatory, but outhouse works fine. The lavatory doesn't actually have to be hooked up to the plumbing to get the bonus. Oh, I forgot to show this exploity gas storage. So we've got a little bit of water on the vent that causes the vent to be always allow gas in. So you can see there's like over pressurized in here, natural gas, included oxygen. It's got one for kind of each gas. Just kind of neat. Let's check a little bit disorderly. I would have lined these all up in a grid, but the alternative to that is to use like the gas storage. This thing, gas reservoir. Or just a big room with a high pressure vent. At this point, with the amount of food, I might actually take on more dupes, just to be able to get the work done faster. Let's see how this is going. We never put a Wheezewort in here yet. I'm gonna steal some more Wheezeworts from here. This keeps draining out. But that's okay, it's just ending up in here, getting pumped out and filtered. Oh, we got a CO2 geyser here that comes out at minus 55. We could be using that for cooling. It's all locked up in there at the moment. You didn't really do anything with it. Not sure why. Let's see. It looks like it was partially hooked up. CO2 is going this way. Stored in a room. Okay. Fair enough. But how do the dupes get in there? How much CO2 do we have in here? Not a whole lot. Is that automation hooked up? So open the door when the pressure is above. Oh, okay. So it's about to... Let's turn this down a bit. Get it open. There we go. So along here, he could be using radiant pipes. Minus 20. Get a little bit of free cooling here. Over the grid here. Yeah, I would just change this out for radiant. Wolframite. Just along that area. That way he'll get some free cooling. I don't know why the pressure's set so high here. I mean, it's not hurting anything. I'll lower it a bit. Whenever you have something like this where it's changing often, you can just put a buffer gate in there just to cause it not to flip-flop back and forth so much. But it's not necessary. How's everything else going here? We got pinched pepper nuts are too cool, I think, because of the cool water going in. So I would try to find some warm polluted water. Or warm it up before sending it in. Got weird bubbles going on in here. Look at this. Strange. Not sure what's going on there. Okay, let's get those weezeworts in there. Probably do a couple. Actually, we'll spread them out a little bit. Actually, I'll leave room for... Let's do this. We'll leave room for space for each one. I guess there's weezeworts here to keep this natural gas cool. Okay, they moved all the food to the left, that's good. So they don't have to move as far to put it in storage. Let's go back up top here. How are we doing? We got some bunker doors, okay. Stations. Let's do telescope right there. It still could get hit from the side. So I might do something like put another bunker door in there. Right here. Now eventually we'll have to hook up the automation to open these and close them, but I think this thing still works even though the door's closed. We'll find out. Well, we probably won't find out because I want to end the episode, but we'll let them build that out. That'll need oxygen. So like I said, I'd probably steal some oxygen from here, or build a tiny room with an algae deoxidizer, and then pump a little bit of oxygen into this thing. Because it needs power and oxygen. Now if it does need access to this guy, we could just have a switch to manually open this door. We'd probably want some robo-miners as well to clean up the regolith that falls down, because this is going to get warm in here. And like I said, later on when we get into solar power and rockets and all that, we'd move our bunker doors up to the top here. Got some free food here we could be getting. Oh, they're still building the power. Okay. Where's this water ending up? Kind of in the base. Actually, it's falling right through. Haha, look at this. It's ending up here. Falling down here, falling in the... That's kind of funny. It's falling down into the very bottom of the map. Nice. Get those weezeworts planted. Got cooling everywhere. Got lots of food storage in here. But we don't need food. We have 1.5 million calories. That's coal. 72 tons. Lots of coal. Power's almost hooked up here. So we'll set this to an 8. 100%. Set the automation to 50. Extend that wire over. And since this is pure oxygen near the top, I mean, I should use a filter, but I'm just going to do this. We could do an element sensor to kind of get around it. Let's do that. Let's do a gaseous element sensor down here. Actually, I'll do it right here. It's better to use a filter, but we can detect if there's pure oxygen right by the pump, and then it's not foolproof by any means, because there's little pockets of polluted oxygen down here that might get in. Better to use a filter. In fact, let's use a filter. Let's use a filter. So we'll go in here. Pure oxygen will come out here. Everything else will go up there. And we'll delete this segment there. So I would get fire poles in here. Low priority. Got lots of iron. Maybe at a priority 6. Build out some fire poles. That's just going to make it faster for them to get around. And then I'd move this over a bit, just so we could extend a fire pole down the left. And then later on, get a plastic tube to shoot them to the top. And I'd build a ladder through here. This hydrogen is going to end up top, but that way they don't have to move through this tunnel. Or we could go straight up through the slime. Do a fire pole up here as well. Might as well open this up. I think that's safe. Just because they're going to go up and down a lot, better to be efficient. So once we have this up, probably going to need a bit more power to open these doors. At least this door. These are more for protection. This is to actually see through the sky. I'd love to get this all done, but I'm not going to be able to. Pick pure oxygen. So once you get this up, oxygen in it, a dupe in it, you'll get access to the star map. I don't think we can get research though until we actually build a steam rocket. Actually, we have steam engine already. Research module. Oh, actually, we could build the steam rocket right now. But you need this to be able to see where you're going. So I'd put the steam rocket in a vacuum, maybe to the left here, right here. And to get steam, I usually use a tepidizer under utilities. A tepidizer in a little bit of water, and I flip it on and off with logic to be able to generate steam. We could also use this gold, this hot gold area, to potentially make steam. There's a few ways you can make steam. And you don't have the steam rocket for very long, because then you get out into space, you get some research, and then you can move on to the petroleum rocket, which is not that one. This one helps, but here we go. Petroleum rockets over here. And you can put a lot of research modules on the first rocket. Okay, is this hooked up? Oh, we need a vent. Pressure do we have here? 1200, that should be fine. So now we could actually get a dupe in here. Open star map. Yay, we can open the star map. Okay. So here's where we could go. Oh, and we can analyze it. Okay. Then we can unlock the mission. Right. Like I said, it's been a few weeks since I went to space. We'll make this priority 8 so they actually get in there. So it says reduced visibility. But it still works, even though it's closed. So you could potentially leave it nice and protected. Let's make these priority 4. For now. Just so they do this. I just want to get them... I want to get a dupe in here, then we can wrap up. This wasn't really a fix my base. A few little minor things. It's more like how to start getting into space. Guys, this base looks pretty darn good. It's running nice and smoothly. No major issues, which I like to see. It's too late probably to move the power room, but I would probably move all the power to somewhere else. Okay, this is growing now, so it's cool enough with a couple of resorts here. That's good. Got more plastic being made. That's not overheating. That's good. Did he get down to the oil yet? Yes, he did. So he could be sending all his CO2 down here. Oh, he's got sour gas down here. Low pressure sour gas. Oh, I wonder if he has any tears in his abyssalite here. Doesn't look like it. Sometimes there'll be tears in this and everything will get super, super hot. I would dig in here, let these guys roam free. And I would send all the CO2 down to them. Instead of storing it, super pressurizing in a tank down here, over here. 2,196 kilograms of CO2. Holy moly. That's a lot of CO2. Where's that going after the fact? It's cooling. Oh, and going in here. Okay. I would definitely make a little room for the slicksters down here. I would set up a slickster farm, maybe right here. Probably suck all the sour gas, stick it in a container or two. Build a little farm here for the slicksters, and then send that 2,000 kilograms of CO2 down here. And that would make those guys very happy. Right now they're not very happy. No sense storing all that CO2 for a rainy day. Okay, let's just see how they did at the top here. Oh, we got some soggy feet. Let's go up to the top. I should set camera points, but... Okay. No line of sight. Oh, okay. Oh, visibility 9. Okay. We got oxygen in there. What did I miss? What did I miss? Disabled. Oh, I added the automation, but I never removed it. There's one automation wire here. You, sir, do not belong. Okay, no line of sight. Yeah, so we'll have to add some... I doubled up the coal power attached to this one door, because this thing... Actually, these are only 120 watts. What am I talking about? Hook up some power to these. Maybe just make a manual switch so we can open and close them during meteor showers. Or we could put a detector in. Should probably put in... under automation, the space scanner. Might even jam one right here, because... that would work. These things work when they're covered. Could probably stick one right there. And then build another bunker door. We have enough steel. This thing might actually have to be made out of steel because it's going to get pretty hot. Goodbye, puffed. Do another ladder here. Whoa, not like that. So we could hook up the automation from this through a NOT gate to the doors. That way it will open and close the doors whenever there's a meteor shower. Now its accuracy will be really crappy, but it'll still work. Put another bunker door right there for protection. Probably double up the power. We got lots of coal. Oh, they're in there. There we go. They're observing, even though the door's closed. So So it's reduced visibility, but it'll still work. It's just slower. It's a great animation. Collecting data chips or something. Okay, we're 53% complete. I never checked the job schedule. Got 3 schedules, looks good. It's almost like music. This thing will probably overheat. Okay, now we have carbon asteroid. So now we could send research ships with the steam rocket. Like I said, I'd build the steam rocket probably right over here. Maybe put some bunker tile down here at the bottom. And then build a rocket here. Maybe do some exploring on either end first, just to make sure. Like, this is getting all destroyed in here. If you have lots of steel, you can go to the top and just put bunker doors across the whole top. That's what I see a lot of players doing. We don't need this much power, but I'm gonna hook it up anyway. But I'm not gonna go all the way into space here. We got a good start here though. So I'm gonna wrap things up here. I wanted this to be shorter. I think it ended up being longer, but one minor thing. I would probably seal off these rooms that aren't being used because they're just filling up with oxygen and not really doing anything. He might need a pump with a filter to burn off this hydrogen at some point. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.